straight to our next conversation. Progress takes root, not just in policies, but on the fields, roads and communities where the people live and thrive. In Edo State, Governor Monday Okpebholo is making bold moves to transform the agriculture landscape and infrastructure as part of commitment to delivering dividends of democracy. Governor Okpebholo visited the Westside Farm Settlement in Esa Central Local Government Area, signaling a renewed focus on food production and rural development. The governor also inspected the ongoing construction of the 2.3-kilometer Ile-Ako-Imua Road, complete with side drains to improve water flow and accessibility. When completed, the road will connect Esa Central and Esa West, an infrastructure link that holds economic and social potential. Now let's hear from the governor on his plans for the farm settlement.
This is my second time of entering the bush now. We have cleared about 500 hectares plus of land, right? So we are doing more. We are going to do about 3,000. This is the first stage, and Edo Central and Edo North, we are also having similar in those part of Edo State. So we are ready to farm, and we are not going back. In line with Mr. President's Renew Hope agenda, it's part of feeding the nation is the most important thing to the president, and we have keyed into that. As far as Edo is concerned, it's back to farm.
BKO Governor Monday Okpebholo in action again.
Yes.
Now talk to me your thoughts on the fact that he wants to boost agriculture in Edo State.
Yes, he's spoken about this before, and you can see they are focusing on maize production and cassava production. See, cassava is shaping up to be the most sought after cash crop in our country, because it has that utilitarian value that other crops don't have. There are so many things that you can
get from exactly.
Yes, and look, apart from gari being a staple food in our country, companies desire cassava. The Chinese are coming here to buy cassava, buying it off our people, going straight to the farms. And for this reason, look, we must eat what we kill.
It's like eat what we grow this time.
Which is like saying, look, we must eat what we grow.
Absolutely.
This country has no business being unable to feed its population. How do you explain a situation whereby the most populated country in the world, India, is able to feed its people? And we are today, what is our population compared to India? We can't feed our population just because we have oil. We've lost the capacity to think and know what's good for us. You look at a country like Botswana, go and see what Botswana is doing with livestock production. Every house, every family has heads of cattle of its own. That's why, as small as Botswana is, when it comes to livestock production, it's one of the best in the world. And outside of Diamond, that is what gives them what hands them tremendous foreign exchange. You can imagine the people of Botswana pulling together to build a university from proceeds of sale of cattle.
Livestock.
Cattle. So what is wrong with us? The creation of this livestock ministry is something that should have been done a long time ago to enable us harvest the tremendous potential of cattle production. I said we need to learn from these countries, these frontline countries of Africa. These were countries that Nigeria helped to stabilize. We helped to build those countries.
And now they are making tremendous
Today,
progress.
we've been left behind.
Exactly.
Everybody appears to have left Nigeria behind. You go to the airports of some of those small countries, so-called small African countries, you know that we are just starting. So, as I've said repeatedly, and it gladdens my heart that this governor is also focusing on agriculture. You can see how determined he is to build roads and all that. I saw things for myself, what the governor has done in 100 days and the plans that he has shown us that he has. Honestly, it's one governor to watch. You can see, bringing back Edo line. Even former Governor Shomole said, look, in 8 years I couldn't bring back Edo line. It was what I wanted to do. But this man has already brought it back in 100 days. So we need to encourage him. His focus on agriculture is something that we must encourage him to remain on.
Absolutely.
We must remain focused on that because, look, prices will go down in response to tremendous production. If we ramp up production, there's no way prices will not come down. So, ramp up production, get the youth involved in agriculture, the way Soludo is doing now. Those youth have said, look, we don't even want to do any work now. Since you've provided us the leeway,
exactly,
we will focus on agriculture. Those who say young people will not be interested in agriculture is because you have not encouraged them to. You've not encouraged them to.
Now,
so, now, like in those days, Awolowo had all those farm settlements across the southwest. The bulk of the money that was used to develop the western region
from agriculture,
was from agriculture
and all of this.
Or from cash crops and taxation. That's all. Oh, look at us. Look at us. A country like Ethiopia is exporting flowers to Europe and America. What are we exporting? Nigeria produces far more yam than Ghana, but Ghana is a much bigger exporter of yam than our country, something we should be ashamed of.
Okay. Now, because
I mean, if we have shame, we should ask ourselves, how is Ghana that produces far less yam a much bigger exporter of yam than us? We can't even export yam.
Then we need to look inwards. But how can we persuade other governors to do things like this? BKO talked about supply. If we ramp up production in agriculture,
and they should do their duties as governors.
Is it that they don't believe in agriculture? They rather prefer to...
What do they believe in? Some of these governors, you just wonder why they're in office. What are they really doing? You can't pay minimum wage. You can't secure your state. So many things are just there. What exactly are you in office? You know, what exactly are you doing in office? And then you look at it. I'm a farmer myself, you know, and I know that agriculture, that farming is a very enjoyable venture, and it's something that can provide mass employment. You know, remember that agriculture was a major contributor to our GDP for over 15 years before services now displace it. But we must invest. There's no backing out of it. Yes, what Governor Okpebholo has done, of course, is in line with what Edo State and the old Bender State, you know, was known for agriculture. I know old Bender.
And the good part is not just talking about improving food security in Edo State, but also adding to the national production, the nation.
Of course, I mean, what else? Edo has a sea frontier at Gelegele. Edo is a major, connection point.
Yeah, to other states.
From the north, south, and all of that.
Yes.
So, and Edo has an airport, I mean, one of the oldest airports in the country. So, in terms of communicating with the rest of the world, Edo is at advantage position.
Exactly.
Edo has fertile land. So a lot of these things that, they keep fighting about, or quarreling about, worrying about, Edo State can actually take care of it and provide employment at different levels.
All right, then.
For its, teaming.
All right, gentlemen. We need to